My goodness, where does the time go? It's time to wrap up another day. We've had another great day of trading in our major markets. Left field on gold, missed that one entirely, and the euro didn't really respond. But our major markets, we caught the edges and delivered the kind of information you need to make profitable trades. So life is good. We talked about on Friday and then again on Monday that we wanted to be short because the top of the trading range appeared to be holding. And we selected this, we recommended an 1840 put or an 1825 put. And so far the market is headed lower, but the bottom's not falling out of it. Yellen's testimony today had something for the bulls and the bears. I put an interesting article up on fundamentals aren't playing, but the gist of the end of that article, it talked about how fundamentals are starting to return to the market one sector at a time. So we may be getting to a point where the fundamentals do trade. Okay, we have one possible support point right here, and this 55.56, the VWAP. Then we have our 1840, 1843, then our 38 to 40, and right here is the attractor. If we can take that out, change that from support to resistance, and we got a shot at our 1810 to 1820 area as support. So right now on this screen, lower high, lower low says find a place to sell it. We look at the F2 screen, we're going to look at a P, fairly strong one, volume above time, and that will be counter. So that will yield a trading range call. And I just lost my software. Have to bring the software back up. We'll go to the F2 screen on the E-mini. And it should pop up here momentarily. Now Adobe is throwing me a curve. So as soon as the image comes up, we're dealing with a very, very strong P. Volume is over time, and that should lead to a retest of resistance, which is at 1872 to 1875. The markets right now, the Fed, the easy money, still there. They're still talking up the return of the economy in the second quarter. The news as of 1 week supports that with the much better than forecast unemployment numbers, at least on a headline basis. So we're getting the headlines support a growing economy. The underlying paragraphs don't. So we got mixed news. So we have a fairly strong P formation. Volume is above time, and so the easiest trade to call is going to be sell failure at 70 to 72, followed by selling 74s to 76s, where we were this morning. Yellen's first comments this morning were met with selling. Last rotate down in K period is 63, F period is 62, so we got pretty good support at 60, 62. We're currently at 68.50, so buying this for the overnight market, buying 63 to 65 for buy 1, and then 55, 57 for buy 2. For tomorrow's market, if this is going to be the day session, we'd be trying to pick up 60, 62. So 65, because it's Globex and it's a tight market, that's where we'd look to get long. And we'll see if we can take out that 72 to 75 area. Still like the short side of the market better because of fundamentals. I'd see them as deteriorating once you get past the headlines, but we'll see. Right now the market is rejecting prices below 60. So F1 says lower, F2 says higher. That usually will yield a trading range. So Jimmy, should we buy the knob spread on the close in anticipation of a run-up tomorrow as they try to move the 30-year paper? Or wait and buy it in the morning? Okay, on the 10-year, higher low, higher high. This is find a place to buy it. We've got a fairly strong P on the F2 screen. They're both congruent. They both agree with each other. So I think the bias is still to the upside. And they can take it down a little bit overnight and then bring it back tomorrow to move the 30-year paper is the play that I see. So assuming the E-mini doesn't fall out of bed this afternoon or tomorrow, I want to sell failure on the idea that they'll have to take it down a little bit to move the paper tomorrow. And last rotate down is 24.5, then 26. So our buy zone for the overnight session is 21 to 25. Like to get it done at 23 or better. And then we're back to our 13 to 17. I think we got really good support in the 16 to 20 area to start out. And I mean for tomorrow. And really leaning against that support is where I see the trade coming. Taking out 125, I don't think they can do it overnight without some help from the E-mini or a piece of news from the overnight markets. Really like, getting long in that 21 area really seems to be ideal. It'll allow them to run it down a little bit, but not break the market. Show those that want the 30-year paper a little bit better rate than take it away from them as they pull the market back up. Okay, the knob spread came in a little bit today. Markets don't go straight up. 136.16 is pretty good resistance on the 30-year. Today that resistance was 10 to 12. So we want to sell failure to take out 8 to 10. And the last rotate down was 29 and 25. We got a chance to bring it in, so may have to pay 29s, but let's go for 21 to 25. And 13 to 17 down below. Okay, gold. Let's go back and take a look at the big picture, the F1 screen on gold. Try to get a little bit more perspective on what we're dealing with. 85, 84, 85 is a high volume number. You can see the last rotate down stopped. They found buyers in the 70 area plus or minus. So we got pretty good support down at 70. We're in a great big trading range with the best support below 1200 and the best resistance above 1375. And here we are at 1290. So this market appears to be trading lower right now. We retested resistance, it's held, and we started down. So we will assume that we'll be a little soft overnight. And we got that high volume area in the 84, 85 area, so that's where we think about getting long. And with gold, if we don't break today's lows in London, when the London session opens tonight, we'll have to pay up to get in. So I like the 85, 87 as the buy zone, leaning against that high volume number. I don't think a hell of a lot has changed in the world, although peace appears to be breaking out in the Ukraine. There's an election next week where the eastern Ukraine, that province, could vote for secession. Okay, this 92, 93 area is pretty good resistance. We're at 90, so let's make 93, 95 sell one. And then 98 to 1300 for sell two. And that'll do it for gold. The situation in the Middle East, there was a huge explosion at the Iranian Center for Nuclear Refinement and Processing, etc. They think it's where it's militarized in big caves to the northwest of Tehran. There's an author out there, Joel Rosenberg, that just is uncanny in the books that he writes, and he had a book a couple of years ago about the blowing up of this complex to the northwest of Tehran. And there was another book out, and I forget by whom, that where the Israelis had infiltrated an Iranian nuclear facility and planted charges all over it to set them back. So it's a hush-hush site. They won't say a lot about it. But anything to delay these people getting the bomb. I mean, there could be nothing worse than Iran having the nuclear weapon. If their idea is to use terrorists around the globe as surrogate soldiers to fight their causes for them, and they've done that. And the other thing it brings is escalation to the Middle East. If the Shias have a nuclear weapon, you can bet your bottom dollar that the Sunnis will have a nuclear weapon. And these guys don't view life on Earth as the end-all like a materialistic philosophy would. They'll get in line to die while pursuing enemies of the state or infidels. So it's just a very, very unstable situation where you'd rather them not have a nuclear wherewithal. Now, North Korea, how do they differ? North Koreans, all those guys that are in power, they like life. They're communists. They don't want to die. There's nothing on the other side for them. So communists will push to get as much as they can, but they aren't fools. They'll have people that work for them killed, but they're not interested in joining them. So communist philosophy actually, communist nations with nuclear weapons isn't the worst thing in the world. Okay, we're at 101. That is resistance. Selling against 101 is where I think crude is. So getting short 100, 100 and a quarter, 101, 101 and a quarter, then 101.50 to 75 I think is the trade. We've kind of dished out below here, so coming back up, and you can see we've got really, really good resistance starting up here in this 50 area. We've got an attractor up here at 33 that could pull us higher too, and we have a strong P formation. So my guess is we're going to be higher overnight. On the buy side, the last rotate down was 41, so we'll make 25 to 50 buy one. And then 75 to 100 is buy two, just where we were this morning on our buy one. So we've moved it up about 50 cents, our price points. Now, the other side of nuclear weapons is, well, we're surrounded with people with nuclear weapons. It's a deterrent. Why can't we have them? And that's so in Iran, even with the person on the street, not just the rulers, they would rather have nuclear weapons than not, and who wouldn't? So it's if they get that weapon, it's going to be very, very difficult to take it away from them without fighting for it, and nobody in the West would probably go in and attack Iran just because they had nuclear weapons. You're absolutely right, Jeff. It is a legitimate form if you believe that their government is legitimate and that their government is not going to use those weapons to against you. So if they were a normal, peace-loving nation and weren't out there attacking and causing trouble every time they got a chance, their argument for getting the bomb would be stronger. But because they have supplanted Russia as the loci of evil as far as terrorist attacks go and backing terrorist organizations around the globe, I don't see how you could wish them a nuclear weapon. Okay, 35 to 50 is resistance, and we've got really, really good support down here at 75 to 85. The market tells me it's trying to trade lower, so we'll make our first buy 39 for the overnight, and then our second buy will be 75 to 85. On the sell side, 25 to 35, and then 45 to 55. Well, so, and Jeff, I guess the United States is the loci of evil around the globe and has been causing problems from time immemorial. And if you truly believe that, then Iran should get the bomb and use it as they see fit. That's all I have, folks. We'll see you bright and early in the morning, 6:45 Central. We'll go out there and we'll shake the CME's money tree one more time this week. Bye.